Sasa acha nikupe sa difference. Saa hii watu wa money market fund wanalia. Watu wa shares wanafurahi.
Why? Why buying through banks is not a good thing? Because I remember calling a bank and asking, can I buy treasury bonds through them? And it's basically the first year is their money, sindio?
Yeah.
The first year ni pesa yao. And a whole year is a lot. That's a long time.
Yeah.
To just give a bank your money and then wait atutanza kukulia from the second year. I found it to be weird.
Yeah.
Alafu pia, so how do I know that it's not like some dude in his living room ulananicheza? How do I know that this is a certified broker? Like, is there a way to...
Yes. It's an Excel yenye nilitengeneza. So, haya, the other question yenye nitakuuliza je Mwafrika, hii 60 million, unaiona unaweza, like, in terms of retirement, how long do you think you'd give yourself? Iko Nini.
Episode 513. Tukisema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend. Na kama kuna topic mupendaga kubonga juu yake, of course, ni story na pesa. And why it's not always wise kuinvest kwa mgoda. Kuna shida kuinvest kwa mgoda, but unajua. So today we are going to have like a very different conversation, lakini tunabonga jedo. So tuko na Julie, na Julie ni a certified investment financial analyst. Hiyo ni sifa.
Yes, sifa.
Yeah? Kuna sifa.
I sifa certified.
So sasa?
Mzuri.
Yes, I remember like I watched a certain video that you did. And on the video you were talking about just how to use treasury bonds to have monthly income. Sindio? So that reminded me of another conversation I'd had with Kahome. You know Kahome?
Yes.
Yes. So Kahome was here and we had the same sort of like talk. Lakini, I always feel like this is easier done on paper than in real life. Am I just talking hivi ama? Like investing in treasury bonds specifically, it's a really hard process. Okay. It's not something you can do in your sleep. Ama?
Okay, so first of all, that is what I try to debunk in my socials. Number one myth enye watu wanakuanga nayo ni investment is for the chosen few.
Yes.
Then the same thing enye umesema ati investment ni hard. And it's not just like treasury bonds. Other people talk about shares, stocks. They are very complex and hard.
Yes.
But kenye nataka kuambia any other person out there, it is not as complicated as you think it is. And let's start first of all with treasury bonds because that is what you've brought up.
Yes.
So when it comes to treasury bonds, you invest it through the Central Bank of Kenya. And just briefly explain what a treasury bond is. So let's think of a treasury bond as you loaning to the government. So essentially what happens is the government, just like any other biashara, it earns revenue and also incurs expenses, right? But more often than not, the expenses are zinakuanga more than the revenues.
Yes.
So it creates what we call a budget deficit. So the government needs to bridge that gap using now loans. So it can either borrow locally kwa wananchi sisi,
yes,
ama abroad. So locally, it does that through government securities.
Okay.
Na kuna two types of government securities. Kuna treasury bills na treasury bonds. Treasury bills ni short term, meaning they're less than 1 year.
Okay. Yes.
Bonds ni long term. So the other question senye unauliza ni nitaanza aje kukopesha gava, right? So it's very easy. You can either do it directly from central bank,
yes,
ama unaweza tumia intermediaries. Intermediaries ni watu kama banks. Sorry, there are entities like banks, investment banks, fund managers, na wengine. So let's start now with if you are to invest directly from the central bank.
Yes.
If you had asked me this question like, let's say 5 years, 6 years ago, the process was super complicated and long and very tedious. In that you had to literally go to the central bank offices for you to be able to make these investments.
Yeah, okay.
But guess what?
Yes.
Because of technology, right now you can actually do it at the comfort of your home, on your phone. So it is just as easy as you opening an account using the DAO CSD.
Yes.
And you wait, I think it usually takes, depending on like the requirements, because sometimes you submit all the documents and they tell you still have something pending. So if you're to do everything right at a go, it usually takes like 1 or 2 days for you to have your accounts. And then after that, you now wait when the central bank issues these bonds, and the central bank does this like every other month. Every other month is always like a bond being issued. So you can actually be able to bid the bond on your phone.
History of bidding, I think that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah.
See, there's a bid like 5 months back to back with never having gotten even once.
No. So, okay, first of all, also let me just straighten this out. When it comes to bidding, tuseme, sasa usai Mwafrika amenda akafungua account yake ya CBK.
Yes.
That is done. So the next thing ni gava may issue bond. Kama say I think kuna bond yenye imekuwa issued, tuseme IFB. That's just an example. So you bid on the app. So essentially what the government does, or the central bank does, it gives you like inakwanga around 2 weeks for you to be able to bid. Wanasemanga, if you start today, it closes the bidding maybe like after 2 weeks. And then, so you place your bid. Now, when you place your bid, essentially you're telling the government, I want to be paid this rate, an X rate. So if it is a new bond, at that particular point, you don't know what rate that bond is going to have.
Yes.
So there are 2 types of rates. Kuna what we call competitive rates na non-competitive rates. Competitive rates is now mostly, it's if you have inakwanga mostly done by the big boys, right? The banks, because they have billions and billions of shillings. They can be able to negotiate good rates.
Yes.
For you and me, like we don't have billions.
Yeah.
You just do like an uncompetitive rate, meaning your rate will be guaranteed.
Okay.
But if you go in and you say like I want to bid competitively, you might lose on that, because pia kuna kwanga na the average accepted bids, like there's a rate enye the central bank in acceptingi, and if yours does not make the cut, that you won't succeed. So as a mwananchi, just bid non-competitively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so in and competitively, that's what I'm wondering, because normally I see there's this report kutoka kwa central bank wanasema wase kama wali bid alafu watu wakabid. So let's say nataka kulea, so I want to layer maybe let's say 3 million, so I want to 500 nikibid this month with my 500, is there a guarantee that I'm going to be able to buy anything?
Yes. Kwa nini like, yeah.
Because kitu nauliza ni because from the outside looking in akaga ni kama gava ina target a specific sum. So let's say the government is targeting 2 billion. Sindio? So if it's targeting 2 billion, all it needs is like 2,000 people who bid a million. Sitari kona 2 billion. So namanisha haituhitaji sisi wengine wale tumekuja late. Does it work that way?
I'm fine. No. Can I just debunk this myth completely? It all boils down to what I've talked about. Rates. Competitive rates and non-competitive rates. Most small guys like me and you and Yokona wanataka ku invest like say 2 million and below.
Yes.
We always bid non-competitively, meaning your bid will always be accepted. Unaget? Okay. So kuna acha ni wakall to the big boys, right? Sawa ni mabanks, so kuna mabillions. Seme wanakuja wanasema, ukiangalia economy vile iko, tunataka 20% on this bond. Gava inasema that's too expensive. Hakuna vile tutakupea 20%.
Yes. Okay.
Wanakat at 18%. So kama wewe ni big boys na mabillions zako ulibid at above 20%, you're going to be rejected.
Okay.
Unaget?
Okay.
Yeah. So it just depends with the rates. And this one usually applies to banks, investment banks who are like competitively bidding with huge amounts of money. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I think that was my problem. Because first of all, I don't know kakuna toko na shida ku open that DAO CSD. So I think right now I'm going to push it. Because what was happening, I think for a few years, ilikuwa ni 2023 for example.
Yeah.
Yes, 2023 rates za nini were so good za money markets, yes? So msekami niliput vitu kwa money market. So now at some point money markets zimekuwa zikienda chini. So I wanted to move to treasury bonds. But sasa naziangalia, naona hii kitu hata nikibid, nitatoa hii pesa hapa, nikam ni bid, nikose, ibidi nirudishe. So you're saying like as long as nimebid, nitapata.
Yeah.
As if it's non-competitive, which individuals in a non-competitive?
Exactly.
Okay.
And also let me also say something I think I need to clarify and make you understand.
Yes.
Ukiangalia rates za government securities zote zimeenda down. Bills, bonds, sahi hakuna gava is not issuing any bond vile ilikuwa ina issue like 18-17% that we saw 2023. And so essentially what happens is the rates of this in most investments ama hizi bonds inaendanga hand in hand with what we call the central bank rate.
Yes.
So central bank rate ni rate yenye central bank ina lendingi to banks.
Yes.
So na inatumianga hii rate to control inflation. Ukiangalia 2023 watu walikuwa na complain na inflation. Inflation ilikuwa imefika I think hata 10%, like 9, 10, 11%.
Yes.
So what normally happens, gava ikitaka control your inflation, what does it do? Ina increase the inflation, ina increase your CBR rate. Sawa, ina increase CBR rate, ndio watu waache ku borrow money from the banks. Because when the CBR rate increase, banks hawataweza ku borrow at a favorable rate. So essentially loans zenye watu wanatoa kwa banks zitakuwa high. So businessman akisikia, ni kama nikienda kuomba loan ya 1 million na post due rate ngapi, inawa discourage.
Yes.
So that's a way of controlling inflation. Let us move right now. So nataka kuexplain kwa nini hizi rates zimekuwa zikienda down. So ukiangalia right now, inflation, I think I checked on Friday, it's at 4.51%. It's actually low. But central bank inakuanga na target. So anasemanga inflation rate haiwezi enda low and above 7%. So yes. Enda like inakuanga 5%. 2.5 points above 5% or 2.5 points below 5%. So hiyo ndio range inatakanga kuwa. So ikiwa low sana, what does it do? It will try to stimulate the economy. And it does that by lowering the CBR rate. So say your CBR rate imekuwa ikienda down. Ndio encourage watu take up loans so that you can be able to go and invest in your businesses to stimulate this economy. So essentially when that happens, pia the rate ya bills na bonds pia zimeenda down. Pia your money market fund, because most of the money market funds, they actually invest in these short-term government securities, it will also go down. So essentially Mwafrika akisema, nataka kutoa pesa zangu from money market fund nieke kwa treasury bills, hakuna difference.
but na feel kama saizi rates ni nini, because I think like the highest rate I've gotten this month because mtu pata your report on 5th. I remember seeing, was it 11%?
Yeah.
And I was there like damn, alafu hiyo ni moja tukiangalia kitu kama so 11% it's not from a mainstream bank. I think from the mainstream bank it's so bad, I think it's like 7%.
So ukiangalia mainstream bank unaongelea the call deposits, fixed deposits ndio?
No, see fixed deposit, it's the money market fund. Money market fund specifically ya what are they called? Tuanaitwa nini? Stanchart, I can even see tuonyeshe watu, but I think I can literally show you. And I remember looking at it and I was like, this is horrible. I'd rather hata nichukue hii pesa niweke tu chini ya mattress compared to the other money market fund. I feel like the other money market fund has something that I'm getting. You 11% si mbaya. Ingine, I don't even know like what percent it is. Unajua na mimi mtu napenda numbers, but I remember looking at this and I'm like, how much is this? This is pathetic.
Nasiwe peke yako. I think kila mtu mwenye saya ana save ama ana invest kwa money market funds, they all have the same story. Umepata ngapi? Nataka kuonyesha like it's so bad. Would understand why I'm like afadhali basi I just take this, because right now treasury bonds like how much percent ni ngapi? Sasa ni kitu 12%. So ndio nilikuwa nasema kuna bills na bonds, right?
Yes.
So money market funds most zina investing in bills na bills rates zimeenda down kabisa. So kisema utoe pesa weke kwa bills, I wouldn't advise.
For bonds.
Yeah. Yes. So bonds, it makes sense, especially depending on what your goal is with bonds, right? Inaweza kuwa ni kama unataka kujenga portfolio yako ndio ikuwe ina offset rent yako, ama ikuwe like ina offset 1, 2, 3 things. So let me see.
That's less than 10%.
Yeah, this is less than 10%. Yeah.
So bad that really it reaches a certain level, you're there like and then at the other time nikiangalia the money market one, at least it makes a little bit sense. Ile mpaka the main thing is to get from this bank. Immediately nipeleke pahali afadhali. I feel like it's disrespectful. Moyo angalia go figure niko what is this I'm doing?
I know.
I'd rather niende niuze mayai tao. You understand? So
wengi wana relate,
yeah. So that's what I'm asking. With bonds specifically, I'll get more than that.
You will get more than this. You'll get more than this, of course.
Yes, because I'm not looking at get rich. Get rich quick. But natafuta kitu ingine ile. It makes sense. I feel like this doesn't make sense. So I remember like looking at it and I've just been checking that, and every time naiangalia niko zile za this makes no sense. I need to move to something else.
Yeah.
And and then for the money market, the funny thing that I noticed is, because I think wali send you a report jana, the different now companies. With that, what I had a problem with is I can look at days zingine zile I had invested less money and I was making more money. So I feel like it's making less and less. So nataka uangalie tu hizi figures so that now you let me know if you feel like if you had that, would you move to a treasury bonds ama would you stay? Because I think upper rate is 11%.
Yeah, this is around 11%.
Yes. So would you move to treasury ama you'd stay there?
Okay, so also there's also other asset classes that I want to introduce you to.
Yeah.
Because essentially, and I want to show your audience the difference between all these asset classes, right? So, okay, nache kutumia language ya finance sana, pole sana.
Tumia language ya raya.
Ya raya, exactly.
Yeah.
So, kuna kwanga na investments different.
Yes.
So, money market fund is like one of so many other investments.
Yes.
So, kwanza nizi mention, kwanza tuanze na unit trust, right? So, unit trust iko na categories kama tuseme 4. Money market fund ni one of them. So watu wengi wanajuanga money market fund, but mwafrika, did you know pia kuna equity fund, bond fund, balanced fund? Hizo zote ni examples like of unit trust fund, just aside money market fund.
Okay.
Other than that,
pole nimekuinterrupt. Hizi naweza zi-invest through what? Bank ama naweza invest directly?
The same, so wengine, okay, so kuna fund managers. Kama hapa nimeona, I don't want to mention the name, mwenye una invest naye.
Yes.
So the entity can also have like these other funds. Unaget?
Okay.
Yeah.
Hawa unafikiri wako nayo?
Maybe. Sijawajaribu. But kuna wale, like sa kwa money market fund, kuna ile like the top 3 ama the top 5 wenye wanajulikana in terms of asset under management. Wanakuanga na all those products like equity, bond fund, balanced fund. Now, so hiyo ni moja, unit trust funds. Then kuna government securities enye umeongelea. Then kuna shares, stocks. Sasa acha nikupe sa difference. Saa hii watu wa money market fund wanalia. Watu wa shares wanafurahi.
Why?
Just get conversations online. They are so happy because right now shares are making a kill. Like the capital gains that people are getting out of the shares and the dividends, it's really, really good money.
Okay.
So when it comes to these asset classes, you'll find that when the economy is like stable and everything is doing well, unapatanga shares ama stocks zinaendanga up.
Okay.
And then vitu kama bonds, government securities zinaenda chini. Now 2023, when we now take the same story, especially 2023, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023 hapo, shares zilikuwa down kabisa. But money market funds rates and government securities, they were very high. Now, as an investor, and this is what I strive to do in my socials, right? Like for you to have information all round. So that even right now, when money market funds are going down, you won't invest in bills because essentially they're just the same thing. But you also invest in other asset classes like stocks, right?
Okay.
You can even go a level higher and say, you know what? I also want to diversify globally and also invest in global stocks and ETFs.
Hiyo moshi ndaka nikiona history ya global stocks and ETFs. I think we'll talk about that.
Yes.
But endelea tu.
Yeah. So ndio nilikuwa najaribu kushow like yes, unaweza sema bonds ni sawa, like they're very good, but pia I want you guys to have like a like a holistic mindset, like think about other things out of the box. See hizi tu zenye tumezoea, we've always been mentioning like all the time, because right now stocks are doing very well, but because maybe you don't have that information, you don't even know how and where to start investing in them. Yes. But essentially, these are not get-rich-quick schemes. These are companies that are really doing well, that have services and products that are changing people's lives every single day. And you being part of these companies can make a whole lot of a difference, right? Other than just being a consumer. So yes. Sorry, sijui kama nime divert from your question.
Zizi, I think you may answer in nini. Because me, what I wanted to see was if it makes sense to move from MMF to bonds.
Yes, so it does make sense.
It makes sense, but not so much sense.
No, it makes sense. For bonds, it makes sense, right? Especially kama we ni mtu mwenye unataka ku build like what I like to call a regular income, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because ukiona kwenda kwa shares inakwanga watu wenye wanataka you can also build a regular income by investing in shares zenye zinalipa dividends regularly.
Okay.
Ama kama we ni msetu mwenye unataka I'm a risk taker. So nikiinvest na Safaricom na hope ita move to, right? I think Safaricom iko 30 shillings per share. Inaweza move to 50 shillings in the next 2 years. Nataka kuinvest hapo. So kama ni mtu mwenye unataka growth ama una chase growth, then you can also look at shares from that perspective. But when it comes to bonds, and again, let me first of all take a step back. Wacha nikuchukulie Mwafrika like as an investor.
Yes.
The first thing that I tell my clients when they come to me is you need to know your goals. What is your goal as a person, right? Watu wako na very different goals. Mtu mwenye ana invest in money market fund, maybe ni mtu mwenye anataka kujenga in the next 2 years, na anataka tu pesa zake zikuwe liquid. Unaget?
Yes.
Tukuje kwa bonds. So most of these bonds inakuanga na a very long maturity period, like like 6 years, 8 years, 10 years.
Yes.
So Mwafrika anaweza kuwa na 1 million bob somewhere, but because your goal is not well defined and because you've had like everyone is just investing in bonds, unaenda unaweka do yako kwa bonds. But pia kumbuka, when it comes to bonds, yes, you can get the cash flows like regularly, but pia kuna kitu yenye watu ni kama hawa understanding. Kuna kitu yenye nitangwa depending on when you're going to, okay, so let me, first of all, tumesema bond iko na a specific tenor, sindio?
Yes.
Sema ni 10 year bond. In year 5, Mwafrika amepatwa na msiba, anataka 1 million yake nyaleka kwa bond. At that point where you're going to sell your bond, you can sell it lower than how much you bought it at.
Yes.
Unaget? So that's also the risk that you need to understand as an investor.
Okay.
So bonds ni place penye unaeka do zako and you just want cash flows. You're not looking for anything else. And pia you need to understand the time horizon and you una invest in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that makes sense because me nikiangalia bonds, like saizi, I won't lie to you. The way I was looking at bonds was as an alternative to home ownership. So I'm like, instead of ni nunwei hao, what if I in quotes stayed liquid but niko na pesa inaingia kila mwezi ile imetosha kulipa rent in a good house?
Yeah.
You understand? So with that, I'm looking at that as long term, siki to short term. So that's the reason why mtu kama naangalia bonds. Yeah, because naangalia gap. There's the aspect of home ownership, but I always look at it like I'd rather build than buy. Na nikiangalia because the buying options kwangu shida wagani nitaenda pale, maybe I don't like the way the living room looks, I don't like the way kitchen imetengenezwa. But you see now, if you are buying, kile ule mtu alitengeneza ndiye alitengeneza. So you have to buy whatever they need it. So that's how I look at it. But unajua kitu umerent, you don't care how it looks.
True.
At some point but kani kitu umenunua utakuwaga pale uko like, what if it was an open kitchen, ama what if it was a closed kitchen?
Yeah,
what if this had this, some of this had this? So that's how I look at it. So with that in mind, easy bonds, unasema every month they announced, yes?
Yes, every month.
So skiannounsiwagwa au announceaje? Kuna like, what's the shortest term and what's the longest term?
So all these bonds, they've got different tenors, right? Kama kuna nye iko na 7.5 years to maturity, kuna ingine iko na all the way to 20 years. So it literally depends with the kind of bond that is being issued. So it's for you as an investor to know how long do I want to be in there. But all being said and done, how I like to equate a bond is bond inakuanga kama kangombe. Unaona vile unaweza buy kangombe and then una milk and then you still get, your money from that cow.
Yes.
The same thing as bonds. And you've brought up a very important aspect of, because this is also the other conversation that I like having on my socials. Like, how do you also ensure that all this, tuseme kama ni bonds, they are working for you, right? Kama wewe umesema, unataka home ownership yenye unajibuildia, right? Hautaki kubai. Meaning, before you build, you'd always be renting.
Yes.
So, kama Mwafrika anafaa kujiuliza, nafaa kuwa na amount, tuseme kwanza kwa bond, enye itakuwa inaweza kuni offset hii rent. Tuseme kama rent yako ni 50k, sijui ni how much.
Yes.
So, una invest in a bond in such a way that every single month itakuwa inakulipa hii 50k.
Yes.
But bado uko na an X amount yako yenye umekuwa ukiinvest. So there's also that. Yeah.
Yes, because that's what I always look at.
Yeah.
Like, if this can make me this amount of money.
Yeah.
So that's why if we go and look at figures, yes? Because I think the figure that people normally talk about is 6 million shillings. And they talk about layering. Laddering, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million, 1 million. Sindio? so saizi bonds since umesema ni non-competitive like what's the rate right now like someone can get that's
So,
the lowest on the
yeah.
lower side because always look on the lower side.
True. So 12.5%.
12.5%.
Yeah.
So if it's 12.5%, it means in a year you want 25.
Yes.
You want 25k. Am I getting taxed?
Kama ni FB? No, it's tax free.
So it's tax free.
Yeah.
So that means I can look at inalipwa
After every 6 months.
after so italipwa kama 61 eh?
Yeah, 61.
61.25
Seme
61,
January.
250 yes. Yes.
January and then July.
January and then July. So now see ikikam to laddering na get easy months hivi sindio? Yes.
Exactly.
And you see now why nilikuwa against ile nimetoka kuonyesha because you understand like if I look at it
Yeah.
I'm like this is so little
Yeah.
that hakuna there's no way to ladder it there's no way so I'd rather ni uchukue pesa tu weke kwa money market hata not money market naitwa
Bond.
kwa bonds because at least you can do something with it might not
true.
be such high rates because I think ile time nilibuy Iko Nini at first it was at 14% the money market the main one it was at 14% alafu nikona tu inaanguka but sasa ingine hii bank ingine ndo nashindwa like because banks even I think another thing maybe you can explain to people is why buying through banks is not a good thing because I remember calling a bank and asking can I buy treasury bonds through them and it's basically the first year is their money sindio?
Yeah. Yeah.
The first year ni pesa yao and a whole year is a lot that's a long time
Yeah.
to just give a bank your money and then wait atutanza kukulia from the second year I found it to be weird.
Yeah. Let me explain that, right? So when it comes to treasury bonds, there are two types of markets. Kuna primary market na secondary market. So, okay, let me first of all give the best infrastructure bond yenye imekuwa na one of the highest rates and that is one that was issued sometime last year in February yenye ilikuwa na rate ya 18.6%.
Okay.
That was a good year. I think ilikuwa ya 6 years if I'm not wrong, 6.5 years.
Good,
That was a good bond. Good job when you buy in the primary market. So essentially, the first thing what the central bank does is that it issue your bond in the primary market. So primary market inamaanisha ni Mwafrika kwenda kubuy hiyo bond directly from the central bank.
Yes.
Kumbuka nimemention my big boys, right? Unaelewa big boys ni nani?
Yeah,
so these big boys, they will buy like billions of these bonds and then watakuja wakue wanauzia customers. So wewe Mwafrika kama haukubuy your bond kwa primary market, you can still get that bond where? Kwa the big boys.
Yes.
So that's the secondary market. However, the difference comes in terms of the price. Kumbuka bonds inakuanga na price.
Yes.
Let me explain this concept. So if you're to buy it from the central bank, mostly when a central bank issues it at what we call at par.
Yes.
So
okay.
at par ni 1 unit is equals to 100 shillings. That's like the simplest form, right? Ama it can even issue it at a discount. Kama sa vile tumona bonds za last month.
Yeah.
Zilikuwa issued zote at discounts. I think zilikuwa 95 below 100 bob. So inamaanisha kama Mwafrika alikuwa anataka kubuy invest $1 million bob, ungelipa like 950,000 for that bond.
Okay.
Unaget?
Okay. Hiyo ni primary market.
Hiyo ni primary market.
Okay.
Sasa nakupea example ya kama saya last month. Now at par ni ime-issue at 100 bob, sindio? So kama ni 1 million, you'll pay the 1 million.
Yes.
So acha sa tuseme, Mwafrika sasa amesikia, hey, your bond ni 18.6%. I want it. But you can't get it from the central bank right now. Where can you get it? From the bank.
Yes.
Do you think they're going to give you at 100?
Okay.
They're going to give you at 126 if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
So meaning you have to chuck like an extra 260k or even 300,000 for you to buy the same bond. So now that's why I think ndo walikuwa nakwambia ati you'll recoup it in like the next
year.
Exactly.
I think I'm the one who calculated it in my head even.
Yeah.
Because nakumbuka ilikuwa ni kitu kama they're selling it at like an extra 10% or something.
Yeah.
So nikaangalia nikaona but 10% is like literally what I'm making.
Exactly.
So it means the first year ni wewe.
Yeah.
I have some nianze kungoja huko in the future and I'm like
Yeah.
if I can buy it from the primary nini. So
Exactly.
then in my head when I hear the word bid I'm there like it's not in quotes guaranteed. But when I say it's like it's semi guaranteed I'll get.
For what? The bids?
The bids like non-competitive.
It's not semi-guaranteed. It's guaranteed that you'll get.
Yeah.
It's non-competitive. Like whatever the central bank decides, you're going to get it.
okay kwani wanaga like maximum so sisi wote tukibai
hapana kuna kwanga na maximum per CSD account
not per CSD account like central bank haina maximum ya pesa inataka kuchukua
inakwanga nayo sasa mwafrika umepeana like 1 million tu banks umepeana like 2 billion ama hata 15 billion we 2 million yako itaenda through
okay makes sense
2 million yako
it's I know what you mean mi vile nimesema mi all I'm looking for mi nikiona hapa chini na all I'm looking for is your freedom from rent and freedom from rent in the form of bonds so laddering so like if I can ladder hiyo like every month kuna hii inakuja and then just have you freedom ya sinunui nyumba kuznacheki like one of the stories I've been told right now sitataja nini but there's a socialite who ended up getting a mortgage and saizi yuko kotini because hakuwa anaweza kulipa the mortgage and ended up borrowing from people and you look at it and you're like this is that home ownership pressure that people have so you have a situation whereby inasemekana that this socialite took was it 4.85 million from someone and threw it kwa hiyo mortgage yao because unajua the mortgage it's till death it's like you're throwing money in a pit but I look at that and I'm like hii pesa to live in that same neighborhood mtu angechukua pesa alafu invest kwa bonds ama kitu kama hiyo they can still get enough money to live in a very good neighborhood see but kila mtu aone hivyo they want to own and I always look at it from the German perspective. I don't know if you've heard that Germans don't love home ownership because they say home ownership locks you down. So mse atasema that Germany is such a beautiful country, so why should I live in Berlin for the rest of my life? So because of that aupendaga kurent na kutoka so mi naiangaliaga hivyo like there's so many beautiful ukiendaga online you see so many
very
beautiful rental properties why do I need to own it and when I'm owning it na on a mortgage na the mortgage saizi the best mortgage unapata hapa Kenya ni how much
so kuna hizi affordable loans I think through banks I checked one ilikuwa as low as 9%
which is still very high
because
I think in countries kama states mwambwaga 7% when ni high risk najua 7% like ukipatiwa mortgage ya 7% wewe ni credit score yako ni kuku chini but sisi sasa tunachukua 9% as low and you think about 9% it's a lot like if you're going to pay it over a period of 30 years utakuwa umenunua maybe nyumba ya 20 million at 40 million it makes no sense to me because you're buying it as an investment and then so that's the reason why so kuna socialite nasikia story yake so niko pale alafu pia nikanotice Kenyans have money like someone just comes to you na ofuna loan 4.85 million nichukua
nampea
watu wako na pesa hapa nje
acha nikupe example lingine pia how to think around it smartly right
yes
umesikia story that the wealthy hawatumiangi pesa zao kumikdo wanatumianga nini they leverage wanatumianga loans so there's also another way of looking at it and I think this is the video you came across at first when I was talking about if you have a lump sum let's say like the 5 million that the lady is talking about you're right wange buy bond right but they still want the apartment more Africa si wachukue basi mortgage and then they get the apartment
right? So how does that work
so
because you're 9% kwangu oof okay but explain
it's like anyway let me not use her as an example but what I'm saying is if you have an income and income like guaranteed income and you come up like every month you can actually be able to play around with it so the example yenye nilipeana is let's say you have like 6.25 million right and you're torn between should I invest this like I want an apartment I want to own but I also want to kuna hiyo option ya bond so you can actually buy the bond with the 6.25 and then take a mortgage against the bond
okay
so essentially what that is saying okay bu unaweza fanya calculation so tuseme ni hiyo nini ya 12.5% ya 6.25 million how much is that going to give you like every single teme year
so you're working with 12.5% So 12.5% if it's 6 million.
6.25. Nataka tufanyie example kwa so ufungue tu calculator.
Acha tumie. Hapa wanajua kunaga
tufanye tu maths.
Yeah. Okay, let's do this. Because hapo mimi niko nafikiria juu 75k. Okay, so ni 12
tuseme
6.25.
Yeah, 6.25 alafu tuchukue to buy bond hiyo 12.5%. Tutakuwa unapata ngapi every year? 78k, si ndio?
Yes.
Haya. So now kumbuka hata ukichukua mortgage, by the way, banks wanaangalianga kama uko na income yenye na come in, si ndio?
Yes.
That's like you having a collateral is not the only thing yenye ita guarantee utapata your mortgage. So essentially maybe huo socialite alienda akaonyesha bank there's income that is coming in and can be able to pay. So wacha tuende na hii example. So umeenda kwa bank ukamwambia nitawapay stuff kama collateral, sorry bond kama collateral. Wakamwambia yeah, that's fine, we can actually give you 80% value, loan to value of this bond. So they'll give you, let's say, like around 5 million.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
right?
Okay.
So your 5 million, wenda ubuy apartment yako. Na kumbuka hii 5 million, watakupea maybe your 25 year bond mortgage. Sindio? And utakuwa unalipa maybe around, I don't know, 30k or 15, whatever amount that is. But kumbuka...
There's an apartment in Kayole.
5 million?
If you're paying mortgage, vile unasema ati mortgage ya 30k, hiyo ni apartment in Kayole.
Yeah,
hapa
sawa.
Kenya, like, apartments are so overpriced, eh?
Yeah, but kumbuka, hiyo 5 million bidho unaweza pata like apartment poa, no?
Okay, maybe a studio apartment in the uptown neighborhoods.
Maybe, let's say.
Yes.
Now, inaweza kuwa, you want to either have that apartment kuishi, ama unataka kuirentisha out. So, e-bond, kumbuka kwa na e-bond, na it's also giving you income. You can be able to use the income that is coming from this bond to offset the mortgage ya your apartment, your loan. Na kumbuka, you took like the 25 whatever. So essentially...
I think maybe let's watch to rewind.
Okay, sawa.
So tuna invest 6.25 million.
Yes.
So I think let me just write the whole figures. So 6.25 million.
Yeah.
So that we get what we're getting. So that's yes. Alafu the rate ni 12.5.
Yes.
So we end up with
Wait, we divide by 100.
Instead of okay.
When him to hesabu
alafu tuko tunadifaa kudivide by 100, yes?
Yeah.
So to end up na 781k. So 781k, let's divide it by 12.
And to divide by 12. So puko na 65k, sindio?
Yes, 65.
Haya, e-bond ilikuanga na a tenor of 7.5 years.
Yes.
Right? So tuseme umechukua mortgage wakakupea 5 million. So tuseme ukichukua na hiyo rate ya 9%, I think when I was doing my calculation, you'd be paying around 72,000. That is if unataka kumachisha the mortgage tenor with the bond. Unaget?
Makes sense.
Now, so ukifanya hivyo, utakuwa na deficit ya ka 10k yapo.
Yeah, or 7k.
Sindio?
10K,
Ama
yes.
7k.
Yes, let's
so,
10k, yes.
Tuseme hiyo studio apartment, useme, wacha ni rentishe basi. You can be able to offset ako ka 7k, maybe by renting out, ama to useme, you just want to live in the apartment.
Yes.
But, Mwafrika, at the end of the 7.5 years, what do you have? You have your intact 6.25 million bob,
Plus
na umelipa loan.
Okay.
Na apartment.
Makes sense. Okay, that's a good way to look at it.
So you have an asset, yeah.
I think that's the video niliwachigi.
Yeah.
Niko na nini. Okay. I think that's one way to
look at
home
it too.
ownership, yes. Yeah. I still believe you should build your own shit, but it makes sense. Because a studio apartment also for you.
Yeah.
That amount of money, man.
No.
Like apartments are really nini. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then again, tumesema, hiyo inaweza kwa, maybe you just want like a rental unit. Remember, it's you using your money. It's like you're making your money work harder for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's go back to story investing in shares.
Yes.
Because that's another thing that you said. And that's another thing that we see tukiangalia from the outside looking in, it's super impossible.
Yeah.
So how does a random Kenyan invest in shares?
Invest in shares.
Like so many miamka leo asubuhi niko like shit, I need Safaricom shares. What's my next step?
Yeah, so the first step is you opening a brokerage account. That's like a CDS account here in Kenya.
Okay.
And there are a lot of brokers in the market right now.
Okay.
So it's just for you going to online, search brokers in Kenya, and then you can be able to find a list, right? So just choose one of them. But then also when it comes to choosing a broker, I like to think it of like one, the broker has to be able to meet your needs, right?
Yeah.
Because utaki broker mwenye leo Safaricom iko 30 bob na unataka kusela 30 bob, umesha peana instructions and then wana execute 3 days later after price imeshuka.
Okay.
So that's going to do you a disservice as like an investor.
Yes.
So you have to choose a broker that is reliable. So that's one. So once you open a brokerage account and you know which stocks you want to choose, so when you could decide, niko na 100,000 somewhere and I want to invest in Safaricom, so I can be able to buy the number of shares that is equivalent to the money that I want to invest in. Yeah.
Okay. So our brokers, they have the kamakap cow, hana?
Wanakwanga na commission, yes.
Yeah, na hiyo commission like how much? Let's say
it's like
what percent?
Around okay, last time I checked ilikuwa like around less than 2%.
Okay.
It's kidogo for shares.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less than 2%.
Yeah.
Alafu hiyo pia so how do I know that it's not like some dude in his living room ulananicheza? How do I know that this is a certified broker? Like, is there a way to...
Yes. So first of all, let me demystify the shares market, right? So shares, ukitaka kubuy shares from these companies, kuna market. Na hiyo market inaitwa the Nairobi Securities Exchange.
Yes.
And there are so many exchanges in the world, but ya Kenya ni Nairobi Securities Exchange. So essentially that's where you buy and sell your shares, but you cannot go directly to the Nairobi Securities Exchange. You have to go through brokers.
Okay.
So the Nairobi Securities Exchange inakwanga now a list of licensed brokers when you wanna work with the exchange. So ukienda kwa website ya NSC ama Nairobi Securities Exchange, you can find the list of all brokers that you can be able to work with as an investor. So that mtu asikwambia naweza kuzia Safaricom shares chini ya maji and then you find out like, oh my god, this is a scam. So you always have to check reliable brokers from the Nairobi Securities Exchange. And then again, this also this is like this information can also use it for other investments, right?
Yes.
Now, as an investor, especially in the Kenyan market, knowing where to get information is very important. So one, kama mko na pen andikeni hii. Number one, kuna the Capital Markets Authority, right?
Okay.
So the Capital Markets Authority, essentially, it's the regulatory body enye ina regulate like all these investment products, right? So hata hizi money market funds, there are so many right now in the market.
Yes.
Now people have got like a lot of options. So number one thing enye unafaa kudu ni you have to ensure that they are regulated.
Yes.
Because just in case anything happens, utaenda kulilia nani?
Yeah, I think most of them are going to be regulated by CMA.
Yes. So that's the first thing that you need to do. The same thing with brokers pia. Enda kwa NSC uangalia, are they among the list? If yes, then it's okay, you can work with them. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then another thing, muonaga mkibonga juu yake ni someone can invest in foreign stocks.
Yes. My favorite topic.
So in foreign stocks,
yeah.
How do I invest? Nikitaka kubuy, of course not Tesla. Tesla is being propped up by America. It's not the most valuable car company. Hakuna mtu anaweza convince Tesla is bigger than Toyota. I know I sound dumb saying it, but the fact that America imekata for Chinese cars to enter into the market shows you how fragile Tesla is. And so that's according to me. I know it sounds nini, but there are things I can invest in. Neza invest in Apple because me nika Apple head. Neza taka kuinvest in Amazon.
Yeah.
What else? Like I'd want to invest even in maybe in Nvidia.
I love Nvidia.
But Tesla, but hiyo ni personal. Of course, watu wanaweza taka kuinvest kwa Tesla, but I always feel, I think from an amateur point, you don't feel the same. Like when people say Tesla is more valuable than Toyota, it does not make you feel a certain sort of way. Like, no, that makes no sense.
I mean, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. I have a different perspective about it. And
niambie. Wacha tu digress kidogo. Wacha tubongejia Tesla kidogo to like for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Why do you think it's more valuable than Toyota?
Okay, so first of all, Ms. JSK, conversation.
Yeah, it's the most valuable company in the world.
No, it's not. No.
That's how they claim.
Like in terms of
wacha tuangalia most
transport.
Valuable.
The most valuable should be Nvidia.
Nasema vehicle company.
Oh, vehicle. Okay.
Vehicle companies. Itapata Tesla at number 1. because mi najuaga Toyota should be number one.
I mean, Mwafrika, there's the whole conversation about climate change, right? And electric vehicles,
Yes.
right? And I think that is where Tesla has really established a strong footing in. When you look at the electric vehicle industry, I mean, it's one of the best. And it's actually like a pioneer.
Yes, but the Chinese wameipita.
Yeah, so tunaweza sema right now the Chinese are really, giving Tesla a run for its money because of, the kind of vehicles that they are rolling out, over and over again. So
it's interesting because if you Google most valuable vehicle companies, Toyota is the most valuable car brand in the world according to a report from Brand Finance. Then ukifinya Tesla, inakuwa Tesla is by far the most valuable auto brand on earth, worth a stunning 1.27 trillion through its dominance of the EV markets.
Exactly.
Which dominance is this that for it to stay dominant is America specifically? Chinese cars can't be sold in America. See, Teslas can be sold in China, but Chinese cars can't be sold in America. And that's why I have a problem with it. Because I don't know, but I feel like it's... Unakumbuka the way the market crashed in 2008?
Yes.
Where kulikuwa na hiyo something was being propped for what it wasn't. I always feel like Tesla is one of those because the Chinese are becoming... The cars have more range. They are more... more advanced.
Yeah.
So I think China has a car that haijalishi kama uko left hand drive ama right hand drive. So it like ukiwa Kenya uko ni right hand drive, ukifika country ingine you just move the steering to the other side.
Interesting.
That's China. So I'm there like Tesla, but that's a story for another day.
That is a story for another day.
Yes, let's go back
to debate, by the way.
Yes.
Sawa.
Wanted to go back to investing in like
shares,
how if I wanted
stocks.
to invest in Apple, for example, and neza invest aje?
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, we're so thankful for where technology has taken us because for a person like you and me, we can actually invest in NVIDIA and the most valuable companies in the world.
Yes.
And so there are international brokers that have made it possible. And this is not an advertisement, but I personally
unachapa tunatry like one
demystify
now to make people secure wealth zao for the future. So the companies gani?
Yeah, so in terms of brokerage, I personally use a brokerage called IBKR, Interactive Brokers, right? So it actually enables you to invest in all these companies even when you're in Kenya. So all you need to do is open a brokerage account with them. And the other thing that I love about Interactive Brokers is that their user interface, hata ukwe ni kama wewe ni farmer sijui from wapi, you can actually be able to go through it and see the companies that you want to buy and just buy it at ease. Yeah.
So Interactive Brokers, unajua tukisikia jua brokers Kenya, the first thing that comes to mind ni Forex. Na tukifikiria jua Forex, the second thing that comes to mind ni Flaco. Yeah, so now we have to wonder, what do you mean by interactive our brokers? Like what sort of investment am I doing? Like,
hold up, so it's not a couple of brokers, it's one company called Interactive Brokers.
Yes, so hii kampuni na investaje because kama ni Forex I'm trading, yes?
Yeah.
And trading comes with its risks.
Yeah.
How, but mi na try kubuy shares, so I'm not trying to trade, I'm not trying to kuingia leo kesho nitoke. Naangalia Apple niseme kitu kama hopefully hakuna mtu atakama up with a better idea than smartphones and what is it called for the next maybe 20 years. So I'm looking at it in terms of wealth creation.
Long term, yeah.
Yes, long-term wealth creation. So how do I do that? How do I invest?
First of all, I like that. I like what you've said, like investing with a long-term view.
Yeah.
And that is what we always tell people, right? Like invest with a long-term view.
Yes.
Now, you can invest in these companies long-term. So all you need to do, you purchase the shares and you just let them be. Like you leave them for the 5 years or 6 years and watch as the company grows and you grow together with the company. It is just that simple.
So lakini pesa yangu itakuwa imeholdiwa na Interactive Brokers?
Yeah,
like,
see.
Au ndio watakuwa wameishikilia? That means if they go down and Apple is still up, I go down with them.
Yes, and that is why pia ni lazima umake sure the broker that you're in, hata huku Kenya, like the broker that you're investing in ni watu reliable, because you also don't want to invest with a broker that wakona like systems zao ziko sawa, and the next thing you want to get your money out. Yes, Apple is really doing well, but the broker is not okay, and then you go down with them. So that's why Interactive Brokers has been there in the market for like a lot of years, like it's been there for a long time, and it's like one of the best brokers, right? So kuna other brokers that I know, other Kenyans who are living abroad, they can invest in, but here when you're here in Kenya, unfortunately you cannot get hold of them. Kama tuseme the likes of Robinhood, eToro, like all those companies, unfortunately now they've locked Kenyans out. But Interactive Brokers, they have
international.
Alafu,
like what's the minimum ukitaka kuinvest?
You tell me, like how much do you have?
So mtu anaweza invest kitu yote like $1,000 naingia tu
$100 Mwafrika.
Damn. So that with that in mind, I still have to ask you, what about Bitcoin?
So what about it? Like if you can be
if
able
I wanted
to invest
in Bitcoin, because Bitcoin, the way I look at Bitcoin personally, if you had to ask me, is nimekuwa niki postpone. Najua, it's the first time I think ilifika 10K, because one day I'll invest in this. Saizi mefika like 120. And the way I look at it is this: if I could invest, let's say, see need even one Bitcoin. Let's say I could invest in 0.1 Bitcoin, yes? So let's talk about maybe $12,000. And I don't invest it for me. I invest for my daughter, for example. So she's the one who's going to benefit. Like, and since she's still a kid, she's like 10 years old, and I'll be like, let's look at this in 10 years' time. Because we don't know where Bitcoin will be in 10 years' time. Kuna watu wanasema itakuwa imefika $1 million. Kuna watu wanasema, because there is only 21 million Bitcoins, and the figure can never go up. So that means that as long as crypto exists, but now, of course, now una invest ukijua pia inaweza potea.
Exactly.
Because the crypto world can decide to crumble. So it's a gamble you're taking.
It is.
But it's a gamble that I feel like, najua fortune favors the brave. Ni fortune favors the bold.
Yeah, fortune favors the bold.
So kitaka kununua hiyo 0.1 hapa Kenya unaweza fanyaje?
So in terms of Bitcoins, I'm a cryptocurrency. I haven't ventured into them.
Okay.
So
That's good. Ikonini, nimeinterrupt show kukuremind you LemFi. Sisahau LemFi kupatiaga very competitive rates ikikam to exchange rates, lakini apart from that ukitumia promo code Ikonini unabaki umepata $20 cashback on your first transaction. Na kitu moja na cheki jo, kuna hapa watu 55 wako US na Canada. Washa verify accounts zao, lakini bado hawaja transact jo. So baki umetransact jo, your first $100 utapata $20 cashback. Na pia usisahau kama tayari usha transact, umekuwa ukitransact through LemFi, for every $50 umekuwa ukispend, umekuwa ukijishindia reward points. Na hizi reward points pia kuna vile tunaweza end up tukiziboost. Tunaziboost aje? Sasa nataka ubaki umeregister for the newsletter ya LemFi. Newsletter ya LemFi hatutakutumia vitu za kipumbavu itakuwa tu kukutumia very good offers. For example, very soon wasome register for the LemFi newsletter watakuwa wakipata reward points zile wanabaki wametumia kwa their airline tickets. So when ni samabani una plan kukuja Kenya, how need hizo points najua for your airline tickets. Make that airline trip very cheap, ama much cheaper. Baki umechangamka. So vile nimesema, changamka, ingia LemFi. Kama hujai register for LemFi, usisahau promo code ni Ikonini on your first transaction, ubaki umepata $20 cashback. Kama sivyo, register for newsletter. Every time we spend $50, una get some reward points. So unangoja nini jo? LemFi, international payments for everyone. Ikonini, wacha turudi kwa show. Okay, so let's go back to akina Tesla na akina Apple.
Yes.
So akina Tesla na akina Apple nasema msanii invest 100.
So depending, okay, so first of all, ibu angalia Tesla imefika ngapi? Open Tesla, wacha tuangalia Nvidia. I think Nvidia the last time I checked ilikuwa $175. So that is one share. So unaweza sema I just want to own 2 shares of Nvidia. So that is around
na pia una own 2 for mtoi.
Exactly.
Kuna zile unachukuaga tu na yes, hizi ni
167 imeenda down. So 167 unaweza sema 167 ukiconvert into cash ni
let's say
times 129.
Yes, I'll work with 130.
130
work with 130 comes around 220. That's tukiak na 170 na 130. Like let's push both up. 170 na 130 comes around 200 and yani 22k
22k sindio?
yes.
So unaweza own to like one share ya Nvidia and all you need is 22k.
Yes.
But cheki, interactive brokers, you can even buy like a fraction of that share. Yeah, can even buy like 10k. Ukona 10k unataka kuangalia how the market works, can actually be able to invest in that.
Alafu tumiache hapo
and then tuache hapo.
Nachiki Tesla 351
na bado inaendelea kupanda. Ebu weka 1 year ago like year to D YTD ama 1 year ago.
Tesla bado
na vile unaekanga hapo
1 year.
What is the percent?
Okay, this is 1 month YTD. Okay, at some point ilikuwa juu. Yes, I think
yeah, kumekuwa na politics around it, especially with Elon and Trump. Yeah.
Yes, but to me this is that one stock that I never makes sense to me. Like Starlink makes more sense to me than Tesla.
Yeah.
Although Starlink pia is subject to, you had this Chinese company that wants to do the same thing. Yes,
Chinese are disrupting the market. Did you I don't know, unakumbuka April this year what happened? Sijui kama una following international news. But essentially China wali roll out their equivalent ya ChatGPT inaitwa DeepSeek.
Yes, I remember.
You remember that story? Yeah. What happened to the American stock?
Kila kitu ilienda chini, si ndio?
Ilienda down. Nvidia sit money 167. Ilienda down to around like $93.
Oh damn, that was the time to jump in.
That was the time to jump in.
Buy
low, sell high, and right now you'd be in the money.
Alafu pia vile susemaga fortune favors the bold, because I think another thing with Nini, there's a reason why kuna treasury bonds na kuna money markets. That's where you play safe.
Yes.
Alafu kisha play safe ipa tingino namwa kaende kienda vizuri iende vizuri, kienda vibaya. And then if you can look at it in terms of kids and someone else to benefit, not necessarily you.
Yes.
And because with that, of course, one of the ways you protect wealth ni what tulibonga sasa na mama bima, which was whole life insurance. Whole life insurance. So kuna hiyo like unatry kufanya mtoyo yako asipitie ujinga ulipitia.
And that's a good one. Ebu ngoja kwanza kuna tumesema na ni very important, and it comes to tunasemanga kudiversify, si ndio? Don't put all your eggs in one basket. So as much as you're really passionate about crypto and Bitcoin, you can't just put like the whole 10 million for your child there.
Yes.
Right? So you need to find a way on how to balance. Kuna kwanga na rule inaitangwa 110. Sijui kama umesikia. 110 ni essentially nakwambia if you subtract 110 minus your age, you get the amount that you can be able to put in stocks. Now stocks inakwanga high risk high return, right?
Yes.
So essentially let's say uko 20 years, 110 minus 20, that's 90, sindio? So nasema 90% of your portfolio you can put it in stocks. Because you're young, right?
Yes,
markets can move up and down. So ukiwa 80, man, you cannot, right? Because you have a short time. So you awezi kulive through the market swings and whatnot. So kuna hiyo.
So na heart attack.
Yeah, but that being said, pia kuna watu wenye ni young but pia wapendi risk.
Yes.
Right? So you also need to understand your risk appetite. Kuna watu wenye kama wewe naona ni kama your risk appetite is over the roof, right?
Kuna time iko like there's the play safe. So me the way I'm looking at the portfolio ni let's play safe. Treasury bonds and whatever. Alafu musemaga ukisha pay rent mostly you are calm. Sindio? If you have a roof over your head, you're calm. So that's why I feel like you ladder na treasury bonds. Tukisha ladder hapo sasa na wacha sasa tutoke inje, let's risk. Na hii risk tuna risk in long term, not very short term. So inakuwa like hata I won't be there every day checking stock price ya hii because it's going to give you a heart attack. Because sasa hii time ya Trump you can get a heart attack because it's deep iende juu.
Exactly.
But if you can look at it from the perspective of this money, because we all have bullshit that we spend money on.
True.
So for me it's normally electronics. And the way I look at electronics is I'll spend maybe 200k on a TV. And me on a personal level in 3 years time your TV wage imenipo. So nataka because technology wage may change imeenda to another thing, I'll want another one. So I'm like what if I could fight hii appetite yangu ya hii TV niseme because kishazeeka it's like it's worthless,
Yeah, true.
So what if I took this 200k and put it on this other thing? Na ikipotea sawa, but if it ends up working out it can be life changing for my kid or my grandkid. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. No, that's a smart one. Na pia the other thing I know umesikia story ya emergency fund sana.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's extremely important. So even before uventure into stocks, vile umesema tu sahi unaweza kuwa na like 1 million mbele nyuma.
Yes.
Alafu usikie Nvidia ni hot cake right now. So jitu ni get in. Uende uchukue 1 million bob yako weke kwa Nvidia. Vile tu umesema like the markets are so volatile. And then let's say you bought it at 165. Something happens and Trump just says something that is not very, wise.
Yeah.
And then iyo stock dip. And then at that time senye ka emergency kametokea ndio unataka pesa zako. Do you see you lose?
Yes, you lose.
Exactly. So the first number one thing tuambianga to before like once ku venture into all these other things, make sure uko na emergency fund yako. Jiulize mimi let's say kama Mwafrika nisipopata hizi income zote how long can I survive? So the answer should be like around 6 months at least as you figure out your next move na vitu kama hizo.
Yes.
So kama 6 months ziko sawa, hiyo sasa ndio pesa yenye unaekanga let's say kwa money market fund. Sawa? Hiyo yenye ikupay good rate.
Yes.
Because essentially this is money yenye unataka ikuwe liquid. You'd put it in a bank but you don't want to put it in a bank. So you'd rather just get that ka 9% somewhere in StanChart than just put it in the bank. Kukusaidia during emergencies.
Yes.
So ukishafanya hivyo, you're good to go. Now you can now start investing in other things. The other perspective pia enye I wanted to talk about ilikuwa kuhusu like celebrities and gig workers.
Yes.
Now we've seen a lot of like celebrities when during their prime. These guys are, they're living in money like no man's business. Come story of them, right?
Yes.
Like it's so unfortunate. So essentially, and as a celebrity, ama as a gig worker, ama just like as any other person out there, ensure that when you are at your prime, you're building your money to work for you when you cannot be able to
work.
So so kama kuna tunye napendanga kuita inaitwa your freedom number. Leo naweza kuuliza Mwafrika, what's your freedom number? Sijui kama unaweza nipea. So how you calculate your freedom number?
Inaweza kuwa ni 500k I think per month. Does that make sense?
Sasa hiyo si freedom number. Kwa freedom hiyo inamaanisha hiyo ni the amount of money enye unaweza taka ikuwe inaingia every month and you'd be comfortable.
Yes.
The next question unajiuliza Mwafrika ni how much do I need invested for it to be able to give me the 500,000 every single month? So that's around, okay, so fanya 500,000 times 12. So per...
That's 6M.
That's 6 million. So multiply that by 10.
60
million is your magic number.
Oh, okay. It's the amount of money you'd need to invest to be comfortable.
To be comfortable.
Okay.
That is like if you're just to invest at conservative 10%.
Yes.
So inamaanisha right now as Mwafrika is making all these videos and making all these brand deals and whatnot, your number should be at 60 million. Such that
that's what I'm targeting.
That is what you're targeting. So ukienda kununua hiyo TV julize men nimefika ile 60 million bado I need to work hard for that number. You see now that gives you like some sort of path ama goal that you really want to achieve. Yeah.
Oh, okay, damn.
Yeah.
Hey, 60 million. I see government tender. But yeah, I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes, because that's what how you look at it. Because as I was saying, you always go. I don't know why, but I really admire architecture. So sometimes when I go online, like I always tell people I follow page flani to luxurious. I think Johannesburg homes.
Okay.
And you look at the homes and they're so beautiful. And you look at the prices are like half of Kenya or even a third of Kenyan. Like for the same sort of apartment. I'm at the same house. So now I get like, if I was to build this for myself, it makes much more sense than mtu mingine. But in the meantime, what if I rented hapa Kenya? Ile sasa si pesa yangu. Wacha mtu mingine. So naangalizo vitu zote. That's why ukiniambia hivyo. So me, every time I'm thinking about investments, I'm thinking about staying liquid and never owning. Own how? I don't know why it's never been in my... especially Nairobi. But kubuild, mukaga chini kuzileza, hapa nikibuild entertainment kwa ground floor. Hapa, unacheki. It makes more sense. I love going off-grid. Like right now, there's a friend of mine who does precast housing, yes? Aitwa Amos Kibaru. And shaskeju yake alikuwa nafanya Flodeco Mkekambau. You know that guy?
Yes.
So he was telling me like right now him is strictly off grid. Hadiligi na Kenya Power. So his house amebuilt nyumba na nyumba yote ni solar, and you understand, like that's now the future. This is the world that we are living in. So you see, that also shows me an opportunity in investing in a lithium battery company. So that would also come to my next question. When we think about international investments, is it only American companies? Ama can I invest even in a Chinese company, for example?
You can invest globally.
Yeah. So nikienda kwa hiyo interactive naweza kupata like a lithium battery company.
You can invest that through what we call ETFs.
Yeah. Okay.
Exchange traded funds, right? So essentially, if I do not want to invest in like a single stock,
yes,
I can invest in 7,000 companies at the same time. Africa, imagine. So we're talking about the Samsung, the Toyotas, all these companies,
okay,
all over the world, just through a single ETF, like an ETF in Yenitangwa Vexels. So essentially, when you look at global markets, you can either invest in single stocks or you invest in a basket of stocks that can give you exposure to all these companies.
SP 500 came to state some.
Yes, S&P 500. But S&P 500 is an index, right?
Yes.
But sasa kuna kwanga na like ETFs nye zina track the companies, ama ziko na hizo companies za S&P 500.
Okay.
Right? So the beauty about ETFs as opposed to like a single stock is that Nvidia ikienda juu, Apple iende chini, zina balance out.
Yeah.
So the risk is somehow like neutralize, exactly. So there's also that. Now you can invest depending on different markets. If you love umesema lithium batteries ama companies are being the next big thing ni quantum computing, right? If you want to concentrate on there, you can buy an ETF that purely concentrates on there.
So let's say I want to take advantage of, let's come back home. I want to take advantage of Facebook and Safaricom coming together wanna bring fiber.
Yeah.
So kibringi fiber inasemekana it's going to first of all make internet cheaper, which watu kama sisi tunafanya yes. But now Safaricom, if I'm investing in Safaricom, I'm investing in Safaricom because I can't invest in M-Pesa, I'm investing in Safaricom fiber, invest. So you have to invest in the whole companies.
Exactly.
Okay, that's tricky.
And I think, I like your thinking, right? And that is how as an investor you need to think around, like holistically. So let's say I'm investing in a company like NVIDIA. NVIDIA is at the forefront of AI, given that it has like 90% market share in terms of the graphic processing units or the GPUs.
Yes.
Now, when you look at it from an industry perspective, because that's how you're supposed to look at it, AI adoption right now, iko only at 1%. Ikifika 5% and you've invested in NVIDIA. And again, guys, this is not advice. This is not a recommendation. This is just like my own opinion.
Alafu hii ni ile wakati umekubali kakwendea vibaya utaenda tu wacha rosa.
Please. This is my opinion and like my own analysis vile nime-analyze hizi vitu. So when you look at it, since iko at the forefront of like AI and it's only 1% adoption rate right now, you can now start thinking around ikiweza fika 6%.
Where will I be?
So that's how you need to think around it. And let me also let me just come back home, right?
Yes.
Now, 10 years ago, we had news companies, let's say like Nation Media, that zilikuanga like the in thing, right?
Yes.
And people bought blindly. But at that time, if we knew what we know right now, we'd be asking questions like, where is this industry going in the next 10 years, right?
Yes.
Will people be buying newspapers? Will people be watching news? Ama kutakuwa na, So that's also how you need to think around it. Like, futuristically, does it make sense to me?
Yes.
Will I battery ever ready? Like 20 years ago, tulikuwa tunatumia kabisa na hizo advertisements, right?
Yes.
But right now, okay, najua unatumianga for your whatever, but it's not as common as it used to be right now, like before.
Ati natumianga? Battery wapi?
Hautumiangi hizi cameras niza.
Okay, si paka. It's all rechargeable. Ile kubwa pale ni lithium. Ile kubwa ni lithium. I think even these ones are lithium. I don't know.
Because jana nilibuy batteries kwa super. Like tule kidogo to remote.
So kafikiria bado. Kuna hizo, but hata hizo ukiangalia, hata hizi za sasa hizi, you find like kuna rechargeable batteries. And still courtesy of the Chinese, they're becoming cheaper and cheaper. So hata ukiangalia kunkaniki criticize Tesla,
Yeah.
that was the same thing I was looking at, because I've seen like right now Chinese cars have higher range, have higher like everything, because huko ndio like ikikame to batteries,
Yeah.
they are the ones who are leading and
Yeah.
everyone else
Yeah.
is following. So yeah, but I think pia maybe kitu nani kusema ni easy when talking about stocks and talking about akina Nvidia, hiyo ni ile time tayari usha invest kwa hizi low risk,
Yes.
especially if you're older and you have responsibilities. After you've invested in the low risk, alafu geka emergency fund, now that's the time to go and risk like a chunk.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Kenye tunasemanga ni invest in money that you're comfortably losing, right?
Yes.
Like ukiweza poteza 100k, God forbid, you're still okay. See, it will wipe you out completely. Yeah, so thank you for that point.
Usiende uze land mogoda yote uze kila kitu alafu you throw everything into, because even remember the Bitcoin wave, I think when Bitcoin ilifikaga 10k, kuna wase walienda wakauza kila kitu alafu it dipped for some time, then in quotes they lost everything, because what they should have done ni kuhold nacheki, basa vile ili dip unapata mtu alikuwa ameuza kila kitu ana panic, alafu akisha panic ana jump, alafu inatoka hapo toka hivyo ikafika, because I remember there's this time it rallied kabisa, ndio ikafika saizi imefika 120 or something, I don't know pale imefika. So with all these things ni risks. Tukikam to story ya DeepSeek, DeepSeek nakumbuka vile ilifanya kila kitu kenda
endelea na DeepSeek kwanza.
Si kwa sababu ilifanya vitu zikaanguka, alafu zimerudi juu
zimerudi juu. So kuna kitu nye umebring up enye ni very important, itangwa hard mentality when it comes to investors. Unapatanga investors wanakongana like the same mindset, kitu iki happen wote wana sell, kitu iki unajua like it's a hard mentality. But ukiangalia the most successful investor ni nani? Warren Buffett. Kuna kwanga na kuta nasemanga, be greedy when others are fearful and be fearful when others are greedy. So don't just follow everyone just because they're saying this and that. Always ensure that you can be able to make your own decisions based from like the data ama your analysis that you've done. And I always emphasize, do your own due diligence and research. And it is only when you do that you can be able to like make an informed decision and not just follow everyone.
Because I think pia kitu ingine pia usemaga, I think ndio ukisikia nikibonga juu kuinvest in Apple, ndio usemaga ati invest pia na kwa zile vitu wewe mwenyewe utumia. So si ati yeye kunywa soda mpaka leo kuzali invest in Coca-Cola. So because kuna kwa ile time pia wewe invest in something that you have no business investing in. Ukaka sasa nimetoka kuongea juu ya lithium batteries, because one of the things that I like is technology. So like right now stima ikipotea, we'd still continue with the show. And the reason we'd continue with the show is that lithium battery, na kuna lithium battery ingine kule. So you see, these are things that
you use and you can see.
So najua like if I'm investing in this, I'm investing in this because I can know, like for a country like Kenya, like if I was to go back to the conversation nilikuwa na have na huyo Amos Kibaru, the one I'm saying like he ufanya precast housing and he also yuko off grid kabisa. Alikuwa nasema like the moment that Kenyans realize how much solar they can harness, like a lot of people who are building new homes will see no need for KPLC, you see. But you see Kenyans tunakoga tumetulia, so ngojaga, so at some point kutakuwa na the solar wave. Saizi bado haiko, but I'm sure kuna time itafika pa KPLC utakuwa pale wako like itabidi sasa KPLC wa come up na regulations for them to even survive. So like right now if you had to ask me, I'd say the more that people are getting educated, the less I'd advise someone personally to invest in KPLC. Does that make sense? But remember, KPLC is like the brand hapa Kenya. But na feel ni kama the fact the prices inakuwaga too high, they extort you if they're trying to kama kwa wife they're trying to get electricity, yes, and waliambua walipe down payment ya 400k.
For what? For to be connected to the main grid?
Yes. And you're there thinking like, that's solar. Alafu when I say that, you'll think it's where? Just guess where you think they've been told to do that.
Uko ndani kabisa?
Hapa Utawala.
No.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you're talking about like rural.
Ni Utawala ile kuna nini pale, but KPLC, so they're extorting people. So the fact that they're extorting people, I remember nikiwauliza like, just go solar. Like, because it's an old household, like it's two older people. How much electricity are they using? You understand, the younger you are, the more uko pale na kikompyuta kina meza. Mostly ni lights,
Yeah.
TV.
They just want lighting,
Yes.
actually.
Yeah, so kuna hizo nini. So I feel like things like akina KPLC,
Yeah.
as soon as people start realizing, like if it's just been growing like this for the past 20 years, I think it's going to plateau at some point. Just like the newspapers we were talking about, where I remember kitambo tuko najuaga like Nation. Me, the last time nilifanya hivi, I can't remember. When's the last time you literally did this?
I have
Remember,
no idea.
at some point we were all gazeti.
Yeah.
So I think with all these things, it's interesting. So I think one thing let me learn, ile mi nimefurahi at least kulearn ni treasury bonds. When there are these bids, you can get it.
You can get it, true.
It's not
every month.
Yes, and every month nakwaga. Is there a specific date?
No, like ina depend. Kama I think recently wame issue another one for the month of September. Yeah. So uzuri wa Central Bank ni sijui kama unakwanga kwa WhatsApp channel yao.
I think nakuaga.
Na by the kama ni investor, hizi ndo channel zenye unafaa kuingia. Usirely to like on third parties.
Yes,
You
Central
have
Bank,
access
I
to
think
all these
nakuaga. Paka
companies.
nashindwa kwani
Ebu
nilipeleka
tuangalie,
wapi?
wacha tuangalie kama unakuanga. And then
It's a group ama inakuwa gani? Is it a group?
inakuanga channel.
Acha niandike Central Bank.
Now they are very good at like updating people on
Because I always feel like I joined it and then all of a sudden sionagi.
Ebu search to Central Bank.
So it's all Central Bank.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, so hapo au announce hizo nini? Niko nayo.
Ebu angalia. Ebu sasa
Check
tuangalie
Central Bank.
September. Let's
See, but
check.
nachiki hapa ni invite. I'm not seeing. That's the call. Channel. How do you check channels?
In iPhone.
Yes.
Ni mtu wa iPhone.
That's what nataka kuinvest tu.
Ebu shika hapa ni kuonyesha yangu. Ebu nisaidie phone yangu by the way.
Yeah, that's why. So ile nasikia ile kusema Warren Buffett sema invest in what you
understand. And also what you use.
What you use.
Yeah.
So hapa tunakuaga we edit using an Apple device, we do whatever.
Ini iPhone 16.
Yeah.
But then kuna video nimefanya nikiambia wase kama 10 years ago unge buy iPhone 11 instead of buying iPhone 11 unge buy Apple stock.
Yeah.
Right now ungeza kwa afford iPhone 16 Pro Max na pia you have more to invest in.
Okay. Damn. Baki sasa mimi disclaimer yangu inakuaga.
Yeah.
iPhone yangu nimeninunulia
kazi.
Yeah, hizo vitu zingine because I used to shoot with an iPhone like tumeanza kushoot na camera a few months back. We've just been shooting with iPhones.
Oh, nice. But sasa unaona for you an iPhone is an asset.
Yeah.
Kuna watu wengine wanakuanga tu like
ni lifestyle.
Let's check. Ndio Central Bank of Kenya. So it's actually a channel. Mimi niko kwa ma channels.
So unaweza nini? Unaweza invite mtu ama kurushia mtu link because I think
it's a public channel actually and
like,
around
is there a link because I'm 100% me I was 100% sure kwa your group.
Let me share with
you your channel and then one day I just woke up and I didn't find it.
Okay, let me share this with you and then tuone kama.
Yes.
So yes, people to your audience. Yeah. This information you can get it without having like a third party. Una get? Like all this information is just at your fingertips. Nimeka airplane mode.
Because naiona hapa nikifinya hivyo naiona alafu nachiki following. Why can't I see it when I search it?
Sasa umeona?
Ama now I need to put niweke notifications, ndio?
Ni kama ama like
notifications are unmuted, I think.
Yeah.
So think
put it there.
So here now you get all the info on what's happening.
Get all the info on what is happening. Kama cheki sasa wana announce results the bills and bonds. Let's see. Unaona kama hii wali announce the results of the 30-year open treasury bond issue. Results wana announcing hapa after watu wamesha bid. And then Monday you can also be able to see all the bonds that they want to open for their issuing.
10-year euro bonds.
Yeah.
For select countries.
So ukitaka kujua inflation rate, all this information is here. Kulikuwa na hizo IFB mbili zilikuwa issued.
So hapa ndio tatuambia when it's time to bid for.
Let's see.
Sindio? Hapa ndio tatuambia when it's time to bid, ama?
So kuna hapa ama hizo ni nini? Kidogo. Haya, ama pia you can even go to their like because hapa naona wanapeana tu like results. 13th. Haya, The other thing ni enda kwa website ya Central Bank. Let me show people Central Bank.
.go.ke
centralbank.go.ke. Ukienda hapo, you're going to go to kuna wifi hapa Afrika.
Yes.
Let's use yours kama maybe internet yako iko faster than mine.
Anaweza kuweka password pia.
Okay. Yako umeka plane mode.
Si wifi inatumika tu bado. Si bundle, si bandule.
Okay.
Bundles ndio tu nini. So hapa nataka kutafuta nini ya kuweka wifi sipati.
Ni Google Pro.
Yeah.
Tunafaa kumove to iPhone.
Mtu move Android. Mtu move to ile kitu na mbamba. Sina chikina semekana the AI on this one is on steroids.
Where?
Because nikisikia hivyo like the AI. It was launched this week something like that. I think the AI the new ni Gemini.
Gemini.
So I had something like it was on fire. It's on fire, that is.
Iko sawa ya. In terms of AI capabilities, it's just like on another level. But so this is Central Bank. And then unakuja hapa kwa invest. Unakuja bonds.
So I think what I'm going to do is let me
utaonyesha wase.
Screen record.
Ndio utaonyesha wase. Okay.
So you can start. Just start from.
Aya, acha tuanze.
Yes.
So naenda kwa nini yako?
Niko na apps kibao najua.
Hata sijui kusearch.
Yeah, niko na apps kibao.
Oh.
So ni Central Bank. Yes.
Menda Central Bank. Kuja hapa kuna
Treasury bonds
inaitwa releases. Releases ama inakuanga wapi? Ama ni statistics. Yeah. Hapa chini ya statistics kuja kwa bonds. Haya unaona so hapa kuna treasury bonds on offer.
Yes.
Kuja kwa treasury bonds prospectus. Now you can be able to see every month bonds zimekuwa issued. So kama the month of September, this is what the central bank is actually offering. Kuna FXD1 2018-20, FXD1 2022 and SDB1 2011-30.
Okay.
So and then pay nakupea all the information here. So ukishaona hii bond ni kitu like you can be able to see the coupon rate ni 13.2, 14.1 na 12%.
Yes.
So depending on what you're looking at, you can actually be able to say, you know what? I have $1 million bob somewhere and I'm interested in this bond. So go back to the Dow CSD and kama ume open account, you can be able to bid for this bond. So all this information is there at your purview. Now, kuna kwanga na ile ka channel. So hiyo nayo channel, you can now be able to track the results of this bond. Naona kama hapa wamesema, bid submission date ni September 17th, 2025. So 17th ni lini? Ni 2 weeks from now.
Yes. So time tuna bid sasa. Okay, that's on
deadline.
Wednesday.
Deadline. You're doing a close.
So see Wednesday, new Wednesday ingine. Okay.
Yeah. So if you're interested, Jua, you need to bid before that because itafunga at on Wednesday, September by 10 a.m.
Okay. So uko umesha bid.
Uko umesha bid at that time.
Okay.
So
kibid una attach your bank account ama unachukuaje pesa?
Hapana, kumbuka ukiopen account unakwanga umeka hizo details zote za bank account na hizo vitu zote. So ukishaeka tuseme sasa bidding ni wewe kusema like unaambia Central Bank tunataka hii rate lakini wewe na mimi tunafanya nini? Non-competitive rate.
Yes.
So ukienda kwa hiyo Dow CSD utaeka non-competitive rate. Una get? So ukieka and then kuna settlement date ni 22nd. So after umesha bid kutakuwa na results.
Yes.
Ebu acha nionyesha bado tuna screen record.
Yes.
Okay, acha tuende nyuma. Akipole, I'm used to using my phone and
hata mimi nikishika Android niko hapo nashindwa like I'm lost. So I understand, I totally understand.
So it's still screen recording.
Yes.
So utakuja kwa hii treasury bond auction results. Now we're going to look at the results za hata kuna hii enye moja nye imetokea tuseme SDB. So hapa ndio itakuonyesha like the government was actually looking for 20 billion. It ended up receiving 8 billion.
Yeah, also haikupata enough.
Let's see how much it accepted. Najua hapa ili accept only 2 billion as much as ilipata 8 billion. So competitive, naona competitive bids wali bid 900 million wali bid competitively.
Yeah.
Then the 1.5 wakabid non-competitively. But non-competitive bids zote zinaendanga through.
Okay.
So au unapata kama wali receive 8 billion waka accept 4, kuna watu wenye wali reject. Na hao wenye wali reject ni wenye maybe wali bid too high.
Okay.
Exactly, too high. You can bid competitively and you
even
can
as an
succeed.
individual.
You can, but inakuanga na there's actually a limit. Yeah, to how much you can bid competitively.
Okay.
Yeah. Per CSD account. Yeah, so the coupon rate is 12%.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So hizo ndio vitu mbili unafaa kujua. Central bank ikiissue bond where you're supposed to look for that information na results penye unafaa after your information.
Okay.
So hizi vitu zote guys you can
so
be able
maybe
to get it.
Understand ni. So now I nikisha bid, sindio?
Yeah.
This is on 17th niko nisha bid. Niko nimeattach to bank account, so wanaichukua kutoka kwa bank ama how?
Hapana. So you need to liaise with your bank wape instructions walipe to central bank.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alafu sasa unawapatia like this account number, this blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. So central bank inakupeanga the account number, like so after so this is what happens on Wednesday. Si wamepeana kuna hiyo deadline inyomesha nini watu wamebid.
Yes.
Results mostly zinatokeanga like let's say on Thursday. So hapo Sunday unapata like your bid has been successful and you're supposed now to lipa 1 million to central bank. Na unakuanga na deadline pia. By Monday I think by is it 3 PM unafaa kuwa umelipa, otherwise uta blacklistiwa na kuna kitu mbaya kama ku blacklistiwa na central bank because ni kama una default like kuna vile unasema utanipea do alafu usinipe una get.
So the best way to do it is let's say you have your money in a money market, you should have moved it before
kindly,
bid.
Yes, ndio by the time you're going to pay by your deadline haija kupita ama haija kushika.
Okay. Damn, it's interesting. But one thing ile lazima ni kuthank you made this thing looks simple. Because I always look at it and it looks like rocket science.
Yeah.
So kuna taina yangaliaga hivi alafu like I'm thinking of like kitu first of all I'm going to bid alafu stapata.
Yeah.
Itabidi ni move money from here to here. So now if I see kablo tumetoka kuangalia kulikuwa na 14%, 13 na 12, yes? What's happening with this? Nisa chukua kidogo ama nisa like what happened? Am I have to choose one?
You can choose, you can bid all of them ukitaka unaweza bid, but then it also depends with what you're looking for, right? Kumbuka kuna hii calculator yenye nakuanga nayo. Essentially inakuonyesha, let's say if you want to start investing in easy bonds and you have let's say 1.2 million, you can invest in 6 bonds za 200k.
Yes.
So in six different bonds. Now essentially what that means is angalia bonds zenye zinalipa different months for you to be able to benefit from a monthly income.
Yes.
Because unaweza pata, which is still good, right? Unaweza pata you're buying 2 different bonds but zinalipa in the same months.
Yes.
But none of that was not like that's not what you're looking for. Yeah. You're first of all looking at filling all the months ndo ziwezi kulipa your rent yako. Yeah. So zinaweza kwa zote hivo, but kumbuka goal yako ni kuensure that January, February, whatever, you're all getting money from there. So yeah.
Damn. So mtu kama mimi sasa ningekuwa niko na nini ni
tuzieke zote.
Yeah, like 5M kila mwezi. Yes, ni 60M sasa naishi tu.
That's a good one. Like
that would be like hizo ni my dreams zingine zile. Yeah, but at least that's one thing I have to thank you for is you made this thing look very, because a lot of people ask me, especially because when money markets were the thing, I really talked about it and I encourage people to do it. Alafu sasa nimeiona the other side of it where the profits can become demoralizing, especially kama umetoka from like 14% to right now. It hurts your feelings.
It
does. Like,
it
what if I had something else? But now tukiangalia treasury bonds, because I think money markets auchukwaga tax, you know? So there's a couple that's tax.
There's 15% withholding tax.
Yes, but nini haina.
Yeah.
Bonds hazina.
Yeah.
So now you look at that's what nakwambia.
Yeah. Ngoja kwanza ni clarify something. So kuna 2 types of bonds.
Yeah.
Kuna infrastructure bonds, hizo ndio ziko tax free.
Oh, okay.
Sawa. So hizi kama yenye nimeonyesha saa hii ni FXD. FXD zinakuwa taxed.
At what?
So unapata now it depends, right? So if the FXD iko na maturity above 10 years, it will be taxed 10%.
Okay.
If the FXD iko na maturity below 10 years, it will be taxed 15%. But infrastructure bonds are tax free.
Okay.
And that is why most investors usually go for infrastructure. Let me give you an example again. Kulikuwa na IFB yenye ilikuwa issued last year in February. Hiyo yenye nilikuwa nakwambia 18.6. So essentially gava ilikuwa inatafuta ilikuwa 80 billion ama 70 billion.
Okay.
Do you know vile hiyo bond watu like I think it got around 240 billion. Like it was oversubscribed like no man's business. So that is to show you that one, investors wanachisingi places where if they can avoid tax the better.
Yes.
And also definitely like the high returns.
So hiyo 240 Kenya wakaida waliget.
Acha kwanza nipe example now ase na you can be able to acha tuangalie results za hiyo bond so that people can be able to understand all these things. Again tumesema when you
screen record tena.
Pole.
Ndio watu waone.
Ndio wajue penye hii. So tumeingia kwa website ya Central Bank. Tumesema unafinya hizi na hii ni kwa phone.
Yes.
So kwa laptop it's different, but anyway you go to this place into releases. Statistics, and then you go to bonds, and then ukienda kwa bonds kuja treasury bond auction results. And then tunatafuta ile enye ilikuwa issued last year so that I can explain something. When was this? FXD IFB. So ulisema ti account yako ilifungwa ya Central Bank ama what happened?
I think I forgot the password. And so but they told me how to reset, but it was a long process. I think I still have it on my phone. Nilikuwa nafaa kutumia laptop alafu niende hivi ni login alafu nianze kudelete something. I think I wrote the steps. I'm planning to kuifanya tu leo.
Unafaa
try kubid. So is a 17th I can still bid, sio?
Gani yo?
Hiyo ni inafungwa 17th I can still bid.
Unaweza angalia hizo FXDs needs that make sense for you. So ndo hapa IFB 2024 8.5 it was issued last year 2024 in February. So essentially the government was looking for 70 billion.
Yes.
It ended up getting 288 billion.
So they didn't take like 280.
However, no, so they only accepted 240 billion of the 288 billion that they bid.
Okay.
Now, I want you to show you something. Weighted average rate of accepted bids was 18.46. But market weighted average rate ilikuwa 18.6218%.
Okay.
So kuna watu walibid high at 18.6. Gava ili accept ngapi? 18.46%.
Okay.
So kama ulibid higher than that, ndio ulikuwa among those people who are rejected.
Okay.
And that is why for you, like for just like retail investors, just do non-competitive, right?
Yeah,
because hauna bargaining power. And then the coupon rate for that. So coupon rate haichangingi. Kama ni 18.4607% on 1 million, it will be there for the 8.5 years that this bond runs since maturity. So the coupon rate does not change.
Okay.
So yes, that's how you interpret the results for the central bank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. But you made this thing, asante, you made it look
karibu sana, and that is what I strive to do. So
mi hata niko nishaanza kugive up. I was
like, give up.
Hii kitu I'll just stick to money market. Niko nikienda kwa hiyo stand chart nasikia nikaa nataka kulia. Hiyo stand chart jo mpaka hata nimewataja like damn hiyo yao inakuwaga depressing. Like you look at it this year and you're there like alafu I think another thing I don't like about them is they don't actually kabla uone percentage inakuwaga imejificha. These other ones just throw it up. The same thing with Zidi. I find Zidi to be compared to Mali. Remember there used to be Mali and then Zidi. Mali was actually much better. So Mali lakini walifanya tukashtuka when Safaricom walijitoa kwa hiyo noma. Ilifanya now tukashtuka juu ya Mali, so now you are like maybe this thing is not how it's supposed to be, but I think hata sio andikaga they write the rates
I think they do. You need for Zidi?
For Mali and Zidi. So you see like Mali hapa ni 9.35 Ilibidi niruke kutoka hapo.
Ulitoa.
Kwa sasa kuna watu wanaanza kuniambia hii ni Zidi. Ndio ninio nataka alafu wacha tuangalie Zidi.
Hiyo nyumanisha ni gani ilikuwa
Mali.
Oh.
Zidi is always lower. 6.84.
Yeah.
So I remember I went on a rant. Hapa kwa podcast and I was telling people the way Safaricom cannot give us a product that's giving us this and then give us a newer product that's lower. First of all, like, you don't understand this. I was like, no. You understand? Because Mali was the first product.
However, Mwafrika, let me just give Safaricom, not even the credit, like just to the defense, right?
Yes.
It all boils down to the rates zenye zimekuwa ziki happen. So when Mali was issued, ilikuwa during the boom, like things were high, investment rates were high. So that's how you're able to get that. But right now...
But sasa swali ni, right now, tumeangalia ZD, imeandika 6.84.
Yeah.
Right now. Alafu Mali, imeandika 9 point something now. You understand why?
Mali?
Yes.
Oh.
See, that's what I was showing you. The only reason I moved nini yangu from Mali ni kuna mseli nitumia article akaniambia buda ujaona access juu wakona deni gani, and then I didn't want to get into it because I'm not a finance guy. So I ended up jumping out. But as you can see, unaona hapo? Like 9.35. Sindio?
This product still exists?
Yes. Mali still exists.
Interesting.
It's just that now, mtu kama mimi, I jumped, nilirukaga tu nje, but I still left it there so that I can be checking the rates and see if ZD catches up with Mali. And ZD never, but pia mu feel, if I have money on my M-Pesa, I'd rather have it on ZD than have it nowhere.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I feel like it's very unfair on CC that umechikio rate 6.84.
It's kidogo.
Like, alafu the same thing na ile bank, I think it's also 6.84. And they're there like...
What is not happening?
This makes no sense. So that's why now, unavile Mali and ZD made it so simple. Now unatoka hapo, unaenda kwa central bank. Alafu now, you think this is, I have to bid. Because unajua with a bid, in your mind you're like, if I'm bidding, it's not guaranteed.
Okay.
So mi sikuwa najua kuna non-competitive na competitive. So mi nikuwa nafikiria, what if ni movie pesa yote nilete hapa, alafu ni bid, alafu ni shindwe, alafu I have to take it back. I'm there like, wache ikae. Kumbe you made it look simple. So
it is.
So iko nene man, ingieni hapo central bank, tegezeni account.
Na amesema atafanya leo, so utanipea update by the way.
Yes sir, I'm planning to do it and I'm planning to bid. Because I was talking to, there's this podcaster, sijui kuna mjua anaitwa Kiss Bandit.
Oh yeah, I know Kiss Bandit, yeah.
Yeah, so Kiss Bandit was also saying wagame ladder.
Oh, nice.
So he's done the whole laddering thing. So you are like every month there's this income coming from what.
That's smart.
So that's something that I always feel like the minute Nisha do the laddering, I'm going to feel so good about myself.
Yeah.
Alafu eventually if I can boost it enough to pay rent in a very whatever neighborhood, and then now we can start risking huku inje hizo my Nvidia and my AI and the Apples of this world, and then see what's up.
Exactly.
But Julia, asante sana.
Karibu.
And I'm hoping wasomewatch hii imekuwa as educative as the last time tukiongea juu money markets. Wengi wenyu walinipigia kuniambia they were investing. I think this is even bigger opportunities, and alafu pia insurance for wealth protection, sindio? Yes.
Kabisa, by the way, that's also another layer, right? Because watu wengi tunafikirianga it's invest, but you know your pesa inaweza kuwa tu wiped out atago. And then pia like if anything happens to you Africa, you want your legacy to continue. So that's now another layer of investing into a risk management, right? So insurance is not meant to make you rich, but it's meant to protect your wealth.
Yes, and protect the people you leave behind.
Precisely.
Because with that it's a benefit. Ni watu tacha nini, but as long as mtu yajapitia mitanga tagrok shida.
Exactly,
as long as mtu yajapitia shida pia it's good, ama even your spouse also hajapitia shida, so it's there. So I think me the whole life insurance thing I've done it. I've been doing money market, so kitu imekuwa nikifind ikiwa rocket science kwangu imekuwa treasury bonds. I see people talking about them, like I'll be in a group and people are like, oh, this bid has been accepted, and I'm there thinking like, bid has been accepted, I have to bid. I think that word bid,
it's scary.
It's scary,
Okay, I get
so I'm there like, I have to bid tena, kumbe tu ni kitu simple.
Naeka unasema tu non-competitive, whatever the central bank decides, mi niko sawa. And
then we just look at it here or whatever. Love so many ambia the magic number ni 60M.
60M Mwafrika.
Wala wasa usema gani nimelipo Kasongo, jamia ni Kasongo nirishie 60M.
60 million. But ngoja kwanza, kwa nini ujaniuliza vile unapata hiyo 60 million?
Vile naipata?
Like how do you get there?
Okay, tell me because we just thought it's just pure hard work. Like I have to,
you see,
and
chill. So I have this Excel again in Angalianga, and I use it to like track my goals, right? Let me just show you. So hata ndo nilikuwa nafikiria ungeniuliza hiyo question next. Jules 60M natoa wapi? Let me show you something.
Acha tuone hii 60M inatoka wapi, because it's a scary number, man.
It is.
It's ile like but it's a soft life number.
It's a soft life number.
Yes.
So when you have that number, essentially inafaa kukusaidia ukwe very focused in life. That is one. So let's do this. So I have this, it's an Excel yenye nilitengeneza. So haya, the other question yenye nitakuuliza je Mwafrika, hii 60 million unaiona unaweza like in terms of retirement, how long do you think you'd give yourself?
Retirement aje?
Like tuseme how long do you want to achieve ama to get to that 60 million? Tuache kutumia 60 million, tuache kutumia 500k. Like how long are you giving yourself ndio at least uanze kusema by this age nikianza tu kupata tu hiyo 500k, man, my life is good.
Without working, you're talking about without working.
Yeah.
Me like even in 10 years time.
Amazing.
Yes.
That's
so in 10 years time, if I can I don't need to work, you understand? Like ile nafanya tu kazi juu I enjoy doing kazi. Alafu pia kazi inanipatia extra income, but ile nusu inaingiaga tu. Unaelewa?
Yeah.
Hiyo nusu kama inaingia, that would be good. That would be a soft life according to me. Najua mimi si mtu wa kwenda
so najaribu kucalculate your 10 years and then we are looking at tumesema 60 million. Okay.
Yes.
Just put it here kwa hizi nini zangu. So it means every month you'll need to be setting aside like let's say 292.
Okay.
Haya tuseme utajipe tu like 15 years.
Na 292 nairusha wapi?
Kwa money market. Like this is so conservative. This is like so conservative. But kumbuka sahi Mwafrika amejua so many things. Like you've learned about shares, you've learned about, so essentially is how you structure your money to enable you to get to that goal faster.
Yes.
Tuseme leo unaweza weka hata tu tuseme ubet weke 100k kwa Nvidia.
Yes.
Kama sasa last 5 years ago if you'd put 100k kwa Nvidia right now, do you know how much you'd have?
No.
1.6 million.
Damn. Okay.
So essentially if you're looking at 10 years and maybe you're structuring your investment in such a way that some of your money you're also like putting it in stocks for capital growth or whatever, you'd even realize even 10 years it's kidogo time. You can even achieve that in like 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So again, don't let these numbers like scare you. And then inaweza kuwa like itu ni like monthly one, but unaweza kuwa leo something may happen. Umesema umeambia president akupea 60 million.
Si niko naambia watu, unajua kuna tu like every time I say unajua I also do political analysis.
Yeah.
Na me I always call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is if Ruto does something good, I'll tell you he's done something good. I don't care whether unamchukia ama umchukie. Akifanya kitu mbaya, tasema fanya kitu mbaya. So in the process Kenyans hautakaga, they want you to be very one way. Like ukiamka asubuhi unasema mtu ni mbaya from morning to evening. Mtu ni mbaya. So I'd never do that. So every time I say anything positive kwa gava kuna kwa umelipwa. Sana shinda kwa nitalipwa siku gani.
So ukiweza lipo your time.
Because nikilipwa I can then invest and just secure my future. Because shida yangu ni kusecure the future.
Secure your future, exactly.
It's not what am I what.
Exactly. So now that you know your freedom number, Mwafrika inamaanisha hata ukiweza pata tuseme like 30 million whatever, you won't just run sijui kufanya nini. You'd be like I'm 50% towards my goal.
Towards
and this
freedom.
Is freedom number, exactly. And this is what I know I'm supposed to do. So yeah.
Okay. Man, it's interesting, man. Alafu I think one thing that atukufundishwa chuo ni financial literacy.
Yeah.
So even like majuzi nilikuwa na matata hapa. I think maybe this is the last question naenda kuuliza.
Okay.
Majuzi nilikuwa na matata and tuko tunabonga jia Harambee Stars and I asked them, Harambee Stars wakiwa na 5 million, are they millionaires?
Walisema?
So you answer yako?
Ni mimi ndo nauliza. 5 million.
Vile walipewa 5 million na Kasongo.
Swali ni je?
Are they millionaires?
No. So again, for me it's not even about titles, right? The question is this number will it enable you to live the lifestyle that you want to live?
Yes.
If the answer is no, you're not yet there.
Okay.
You not get? Yeah, you're not yet there.
You 5 million ungeinvest aje? Ungekuwa part of Harambee Stars?
Come on, you're part of Harambee Stars. That's a very good question. So I'll definitely diversify it across like bonds, treasury bonds. That's very good. Kama ninaishi sahi kwa rent, I don't know, kwa nyumba yenye nanilipa X amount, I'll try to like create an income yenye at least inaweza kunisaidia ni offset your rent.
Okay.
Higher. Now, that will be like, depending on maybe 80% of that, 20% ningeka kwa global stocks. Like I would look at stocks that will definitely like shape the future or something like that, and just like bet on that. ETFs and stocks.
Okay.
And also like on this other side, bonds, just to be safe.
Okay.
And also for income.
Acha tu nimalize wasosemaga spendi Elon Musk wote niambia watu si invest kwa Tesla. Tesla, ile siku American market itafunguliwa for Chinese cars, Tesla is going down. I don't know. Starlink sijasema, although nilicheki like China, was it Japan were testing out internet speeds zikafika 1 gigabit. You saw that story?
Oh, that's crazy.
Not 1 gigabit. I think it's what was it? Like there's something that Japan did early this week, and it shows inasemekana that it's going to reach a point where when you're watching live sports, the nini will be like non-existent. Si tukiwatch live sports tunakuwaga 40 seconds behind.
Yeah.
So unakuwaga like zile, if you have an app inakupatia update unaonaga bao ishaingia before.
Yeah.
So I think Japan walikuwa na test internet and there was something that said, so now I don't know how to invest in that, of course hiyo sijui. But ilikuwa what was it news? Japan internet, yes, ni 1.02 petabits.
Lord.
Peta ni how many zeros? Petabits?
1,000.
Yeah, that's 1,000 GB. Sindio? Like how crazy is that?
Oh my God, like, that's crazy.
Yes.
That's
so
crazy.
And alafu ati the test covered nearly 1,800 kilometers. So this inamaanisha AI and 8K streaming would be possible. So this is what that world is doing. I think watu wamelalisha tu ni Africa. But the fact that Africa tumelalisha also means that there is a lot of opportunities for us as Africans.
Yeah, exactly, for growth. True.
For growth and for nini. But yeah, Julia, asante sana.
Karibu
I've really
sana.
enjoyed this conversation and this is a conversation itafanya on some random Saturday afternoon. I'm going to find myself on centralbank.go.ke. That's not something I normally do.
So unafanya nini by the way? Kuwatch futa?
Kutulia tu ya kuwatch futa.
Okay.
Kuchiki timu yangu na kukas manager. But I think that's for the next weekend, so I really want to try. So me wenye nikisha succeed like once, I think I'll start now, but I'll say that gospel of nini, and I think I'll also be telling people every time the bids are open, najua. Because like one of the things ile pia tunatry kuonyesha watu ni financial literacy and how for people to secure their futures, because a lot of people pataga do alafu you just spend it, najua, you just spend and then ikiisha unatoka from here to immediately, which is not a good thing.
Yeah.
So asante sana. Imekuwa ni episode 513. One episode I'm looking forward to ni 613 because I was born on June 13th, but 513. 13 is a lucky number. Mono, let's talk about money. Episode 513, kama kawaida tukisema like, subscribe, hit the notification button, tell a friend. Tukimalizia tukisema IKONINI.
IKONINI.